Hey everyone, Scott Wistrick, Metalworks guitar instructor in Mason City, Iowa. Okay, let's tear this thing apart. First of all, this is based out of the A Mixolydian mode, which is a major scale. So it's also known as a 7th scale because all the notes of a dominant 7th chord are found in it without sharpening or flattening any of the scale notes. So in this case, we're in the key of A, and so let's begin. I start by doing 2 slides. I slide up to the 12th on the A, then I slide up to the 14th, then I pick the 10th fret on the A string. So we have a... And if you notice, I use a lot of vibrato on this. These nuances really make this this piece come alive. So anyway, that's the beginning part. On the 12th fret, A string, slide, then slide up to 14, then pick the 10th fret on the A string. Now let's begin our ascent of the dominant 7 chord into the lick that I play. And so that's going to go 10 on A, 12, D string, 13, G string, 9, 12, and so let's play that up. Okay, so if you notice, I'm really palm muting those notes. Okay, so that's what really brings it alive too, is the way that you actually play this and execute it by palm muting the lower strings. There's the muting. Now on the G string it's not muted. Okay, so those notes again: 10, 12 A, 11 D, 12, 12, 9, 12, slide up to 14. And then you can go down to the 9th. I play it so many different ways, it's just however you want to do it. And so let's go to the B string on this now. You're going to pick that note and then raise it up a half step and then do a drop bend, or you can just do a drop bend. So it's a half step though. So let's kind of take this slow and play it out. Okay, now on the B string, we're going to go, and this is going to be a hammer-on and pull-off, kind of a trill, so it's going to go 10, 14, high E, 10, 14. And we will end at the 14th fret on the B string. Then the scale, I'm actually adding a passing tone in here, which is the major 7th note of the major scale. So it gives us then, if we stay strictly Mixolydian, there's our G, but I wanted a chromatic move, which in other words, I go to the G note. Instead of the B, I go with the 12th fret on G string, because then I can give it that effect. See, it doesn't have the effect of I want. We're a little bit of a squeal and vibrato. So let's play that now. So after we do our... we're going to go on the B string, 10, 12, 14, 10 high E, 14, 12, 10 high E, 12, 10, 9 high E, 12, 10, 9, B string, resolve on the G string at the 12th. So again. So that's basically the Mixolydian scale with a passing tone added. Okay. Then I'm going to round it out by going up into the A position at the 17th fret. So my third finger's at the 20th fret, full step bend. And as that's up, then my first finger on the high E string at the 17th, which we're bending a G to an A. Now what I'm doing on the B string then is, once I pull that up, get to that full step bend, hit the unison note on the high E, then I pull off 20 to 17. Hammer on 20. Every rock and metal guitar player knows that lick, along with blues players and so forth. So, let's recap. There's a lot in here. I know I play it, I may change it up a little bit, but that's what I've kind of learned to do, is basically know what you're playing, and if you want to put a little different groove to it, a little different feel to it, add a little different nuance, however you want to word it, that's the way to become. You know, in the beginning I was real rigid with everything I played. It had to be identical. And as once I began to know and to really get around the fretboard, know what I was doing, and begin to know where I could bend notes, what notes sounded good and what don't. And the only way you're going to find that out for you that are kind of starting out is you're just going to have to practice and make tons of mistakes, because that's where you dial it in. And so let's kind of recap this. And then I'll tag on here what I'm actually playing for the rhythm to, and then that little harmonic dive. So, again, slowly. Now when it comes to the scale, I dial that in. I'm very exact on that. But as far as some of the hammer-ons, how many times, you know, I hammer on per measure, whatever I'm doing, that I just want to freely play. Now, let's look at the rhythm. This, again, begins on an A major. But how I'm playing this, I'm using dyads, if you will, or double stops. I'm down here, and my, well, just let me play it first. Sorry. Alright, so, first of all, we're going to be coming off an A major. If we were playing the full A major chord, there. What I'm doing is using the A. Now, what I'm doing there is I've got my, I'm playing the 7th note of the D string, which is an A, and I'm playing the major 3rd on the G string at the 6th fret. So we have a, that's a major harmony. In this case an A, because A is our root. Now what I'm doing then is I'm coming in with my 3rd finger and playing 7/7 frets on the D and the G. Then I slide it down to the G major 3rd harmony, which is 5/4. Then up to 7/7, which is a D. and then back to A. Now the harmonics are at the 7B, 7G, 7 D, and then 5th fret on the G with a bomb, a dive bomb. So let me see if I can bring it in here a little bit. Let's just kind of pan out here with it, or zoom out, if you will. And that's it. So have fun with this, and we'll see you next time.